All right. Make sure my hair is good. My locks are always sticking up, doing whatever they want. Like, she want to be talking when I'm talking. Like, be quiet. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of Showtime Radio Podcast. I am your host, Showtime, also known as Jenna. And before we get into this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click that notification button so you know when I drop a video. And tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to what? Pull up, pour up any drink of your choice and tune in as we dive into these hot topics. Y'all, man, ever since I made that last, let's cheers. You know, I be forgetting to cheers. So, cheers to you, boo. To whatever you're drinking, let it nourish you. I'm drinking coffee at the moment because it's midday and I still got a lot of stuff to do. Woo, child, I need to exercise. I can't breathe. All right. Let's get serious. So, since I last talked to you guys, I believe that was the fourth quarter video about like the end of the year, stay motivated, get up and move and all that. If you haven't seen that already, exit out of this one, go watch that one, like it, come back to this one, and you already know the deal. So since that, but actually before that, and then leading up to that, and then after that video has been like boom, like, yo, like, it has been crazy. Like, your girl cannot breathe. I feel like I'm dying. Like, your girl is going through it, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. I cannot talk, guys. Spiritually, and everything in between. I have gone through it, and I remember, and I guess basically I wanted to just make this video to share about how I thought things would be different, being baptized, and kind of keep it, not kind of, because you know on this podcast, on this channel, we always keep it 100, but you know, just for anybody who is thinking about getting baptized, anybody who has gotten baptized and can relate to what I'm about to say, anybody who's just looking at Christians in general, anybody that were to judge any Christians or just human being in general, especially in this particular situation, I just wanted to shed some light of the reality of it. And so after I got baptized, let me say why I decided to get baptized. So I decided to get baptized because, you know, I personally wanted change for my mindset and change for my spirit. I wanted to strengthen my relationship with God and also go deeper. I wanted to explore more about you know, the spiritual and heavenly realm, and you know, living through God's visions, and you know, and tapping into the inner God inside of me, and tapping into the God that is inside of me. You know, I wanted to get closer, you know, to God in all aspects. But I think the root of why I really wanted to get baptized was just to save myself and find a new solution, a new tactic, a new way of going about life and my emotions and my mental state and all that, right? And so like, I feel like I wanted to just touch base about my own personal walk and my own personal journey, and it's that I am far from perfect. I am far from the typical or accepted Christian. I'm not far from sin. None of us are, really, and that's a whole topic of its own. I'm not far from sin. I'm not far from my old ways, my old patterns, and things like that. And for me, like I had mentioned before, I wanted change. I desperately wanted change. I wanted a renewing of my mind. I remember the day that they baptized me, they asked me, you know, my dad, who is the pastor, had asked me, you know, why are you getting baptized? What made you make this decision and do this action to symbolize your love and walk for God, or whatever the case may be? And I remember just saying, you know, I want a transformation of the mind, body, and spirit, or whatever I said. But the general of it was transformation of the mind. And when you're in a place for so long, some people reach out in substance, some people reach out in people, people reach out in God, some people reach out through workouts, some people you're just reaching out for something that will change the current state that you're in, right? Or that will help or cushion the current state that you're in. And for me, so I just wanted to find something different. I've grown up in the church, but I've grown up in the church, but I haven't grown up with God, if that makes sense. So like, yeah, God is in the church, Jenna, what are you talking about? But I mean, like, I haven't personally walked hand in hand with God. And I didn't get baptized so I could, oh, shame on you for doing that stuff, or shame on you for talking like that, or I can't do this, or whatever. Yes, my goal ultimately is to follow the things that are said in the Bible and to be an upright person and kind, loving, compassionate, slow to anger, the fruits of the spirit and stuff like that. But ultimately, all that aside, just to find a real relationship and a real connection with God. And I personally thought that once I got baptized, that things would just be so much easier. Once I got baptized, I could hear God clearly and see him clearly, and things will just fall into alignment so easily, and I don't really have any things to fear, or I should be changed, I should look different, should smell different, I should feel different, and all this stuff. And it felt like the complete opposite. Like, I felt so far from what I was searching for. And maybe going into it, I was searching for the wrong things. That is definitely a possibility. But I just remember, like, it happened, and my brother was like, oh, like, how do you feel? Like, do you feel different, whatever? And I was like, no, like, I think it needs to, like, settle in or whatever. He's like, oh, yeah, whatever. And then I just remember, like, day and day would go on, and the writing to God felt different. Like, I felt further away, and talking to him, I felt further away. I didn't feel the same in church, and not the same, like, in all these I didn't feel wasn't like, oh, I felt better. It's almost as if I felt worse. Now, let's pause right there, because I'm not bashing getting baptized. I'm not bashing Christians and Christianity, and I'm not bashing God. What I'm simply saying is what to possibly expect and prepare yourself for, and don't run away because you are feeling these things. That was a disclaimer for you guys. Now, and I brought up the fourth quarter in the beginning because I don't want to convey that there's going to be, I don't want, I want people to know that, yes, if you do get baptized, things could feel the same, or things could feel a lot harder. And I think when you go into baptism and getting baptized, you shouldn't go into it as things will magically just change and life will be so much easier. You should go into it with the mindset of it's all still a process, but I know this outlet works the best for me. I know that eventually God will open my eyes in a different way, and open my heart in a different way. And as I continue to seek him, things will get easier. So it's not you doing the act and things just automatically get easier. There's still a process to it. And I'm not a fool. I didn't think like I was going to wake up and things were magically going to change, but I did think it was going to change a little faster. I'm not going to lie. I didn't think it was going to go at the same pace. My mom had said something to me about, when I was expressing this to her, and she had said, like, maybe there's a different relationship and a different depth of a relationship between you guys that you need to now discover. Like, that surface level or what you guys had before isn't cutting it, because now you have went into it with the intentions of wanting to get closer to God, wanting to seek a deeper relationship with God, but yet after you got baptized, you're still walking as the same. She didn't say all that. That other part was me, but let me not over credit. No, sir. But yeah, so that's a point in it too, You know, if you're going in it like me and expecting, you know, doing it because you want a deeper relationship, you want to really discover what the true love of God really looks like, and not what he can do for you like he's a genie, but like how he can help you, you know, and how he can help you will ultimately allow you to help and attract things for yourself, you know. And so when you go into it with that mindset, just remember you went into it with that mindset, so you can't expect things to be any different unless you actively work on things being different. And also expect to get your butt kicked, you know. With anything, whether it's, you know, being baptized, or whether you're starting a new job, starting your own business, you know, actively, you know, taking that leap of faith and starting something that like taking that leap of faith and, you know, working and being active on something that a vision that God has given you. There will be tests and trials from God, from life, and from the devil himself. Like there will be battles that you would have to go through, that ultimately push you and will elevate you if you go into it with the right mindset and recognize it for what it is. And I knew that I wasn't feeling different. I felt like I was staying stagnant in a sense, or regressing, but that I wasn't looking at it as I wasn't looking at it for what it was. I wasn't looking at it for what my mom said about go deeper. I wasn't looking at it in a sense of, you know, that relationship, that way of speaking to God. Not that I spoke to him like, girl, what you doing? But like that way of speaking to God, that way of seeking God, that praising God, that, you know, the way you talk to yourself, the way you talk to the God within inside of you, the, you know, the way you handle situations isn't cutting it anymore. You know, you made a statement to be different. You made a statement to go deeper. You made a statement of you wanting more, but you're still doing the same. You're still doing old. You're still doing the minimal, you know. And so I wasn't thinking of it or viewing it in that way. I was just thinking like, dang man, I'm getting my butt kicked. Like, what did I even do this for? I feel further away now. Like, I should have just stayed where I was at. Like, this is not it. I'm not cut out for this. Like, I was going through it, and still, like, the last couple of weeks have been rough. This year kind of been rough. I'm not gonna lie. This year has been rough. But the last couple of weeks especially. And you know, just not only with that, but like, you know, just being unhappy in my own situation, just being unhappy with the timing of alignment and stuff like that, trying to remember my own encouraging words that I say to you guys and have said to myself previously, and, you know, just staying in that space, staying in that motivation, staying in that positivity. But yeah, I really thought that, you know, things would be different, and I'm not wrong. Things are different now. It's just a matter of recognizing the good in the different, you know, and recognizing what part do I need to play in order to make it good in the different, you know. And so I wanted to make this video for people to know that, you know, if you're feeling the same way or you're feeling worse when you after you got baptized, it's not normal. People feel that way, even if it's just me. At least another person that felt that way. Okay, it's me and you, girl, or me and you, boy. Whoever's watching this, is me and you. We both feeling the same way right now. We both stressed. Okay, but you know, it's not uncommon. You know, I think I said unnormal. Is unnormal even a word? Like what? But it's not uncommon. You know, it happens. You know, you just gotta find a different way to hear. You know, you gotta find a different way to crack that code. You gotta find a different way to seek him. You gotta find a different way to praise him. You gotta find a different way to hear and see and feel from him. And also listen, taking a lot of time to listen. I don't think I really sat down and allowed him to just speak. I think I've just always been like, I'm an on the go person, like on the go all the time go person. Whether I'm physically on the go or mentally in my head on the go, that's just what it is. And so allowing yourself to really sit and be like, okay, God, what's the next step? What's the new chapter? How do I go about this? How do I prepare myself? And so I'm equipped to how things will change and how it may appear to be negative, but it actually is positive. It's just how I go about it and how do I know to, work with it, work through it. You're gonna sin. You're still gonna sin. You're still gonna sin. You're still gonna have things that you still, if you were dealing with something or struggling with something before, you're still gonna be dealing and struggling with that before. It's just a matter of, how much do you seek God about it? How much do you I don't want to really say know the Bible about it, because ultimately at the end of the day, I feel like God just wants you to love him and to talk to him, and so it's just, how much do you talk to God about it? How much do you try to do things differently and things his way? How much do you beat yourself up, okay? It's not about, oh, I'm going to pretend like I'm upright and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, Christians get a lot of flack for that. We get a lot of, and there's some Christians out there that just be like, shaming people, judging people and stuff like that while they're walking in their own mess. But just being true to who you are, just being true to your journey, just being true to how your walk is your walk, and fixing things along the way, but not trying to fix everything in one moment that it all comes falling apart because you never really took in the time to fix each part that needed to be fixed. And now you're portraying yourself as something that you're really not because you got baptized, and now it seems like you have to be, oh, thou shalt be thou holiest now. Like, no, like, like, girl, like, calm down, one day at a time, stopping yourself from a curse word at a time, one changing whatever it is that you need to change and hand over to God at a time. Like, it's all a process, and it's all just being real and just being open and vulnerable with God and with yourself and where you are. I remember for the last week straight of saying week to 2 weeks straight, saying no, I would say about a week, maybe a week, a little half, whatever. I feel lost. I feel like I can't hear you. I feel like I can't see you. I can't, are you even listening? Do you even care? Just spilling, just saying stuff out, just going. And, I feel like Christians are not allowed to feel that way. Well, some people make Christians not allowed to feel that way. Well, you're a Christian, you should have faith, right? You're a Christian, you should trust God, and you're a Christian, why are you mad at God? You're a Christian, you shouldn't be doing this. You're a Christian, you shouldn't be that. Christian doesn't make you perfect. Christians don't make you Jesus. And Christians doesn't mean that you're never gonna fall short. Being baptized doesn't mean you're never going to fall short. Being baptized doesn't mean things are going to change in a day. Being baptized doesn't mean you're going to be perfect. Being baptized doesn't make you Jesus, okay? That irks me. That annoys me. That annoys the living crap out of me. 9 times out of 10 when someone is getting baptized, they're seeking out. They're trying to find a way to do things the right way. They're trying to find God. They're trying to get closer to God. Just a little taste of God. Just a little feel of God. I heard that this God offers healing. I need to get some of that. There's many reasons why people reach out, and not just so they can become perfect, but so they can get through a day. Because honestly, you need God to get through a day. Even if I'm mad at him, even if I don't feel him, even if I'm not close, I know that there is certain little things that have gone through the day. Like if I've noticed I had a little extra razzle dazzle of patience with the kids, I know that did not come from me, because my patient level is I'd be especially how I've been feeling lately, I got very, very short patience, because when you're agitated and overwhelmed, you have little patience, and so there's certain little things, if you go back, and sometimes I don't even notice them in that moment, in that day, so I would have to go back and look and see like, oh yeah, that was God, and like, oh yeah, I recognize that like behavior, like he did that like the couple days, like things will start coming back to you, you know. And so I just want to make that known, that you getting baptized and you being a Christian doesn't make you perfect, and doesn't mean that you know, you can't lack faith sometimes, that you can't get depressed, that you can't fear things sometimes, that you can't be doubtful, that you can't be angry with God. Like, you're human, and he knows that's gonna happen. He's planned that, to not that he planned it, but he wrote everybody's story, so he knows like, you know, and today they're not gonna be happy with me, but I'm the big God, so they get over it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's bound to happen. It's going to happen. Life is not easy. Life be life in the crap. Life be life. Okay. So, you know, so give yourself grace. Remind yourself that it is a journey. Remind yourself that every day that you wake up is an opportunity to get closer to God. Every day is a day that you wake up is an opportunity just to talk to him. Like, sometimes, and I was talking to my mom about this, like sometimes we make it hard just to have a relationship with God. But when you put him in, instead of just being like this big gigantic Lord in the sky, yo, like, that's the big God. That's the homie. You know, this is how I'm feeling today. You know, this is what I'm concerned about. You know, you're allowed to have your concerns, you know, and your doubts and your anger, and like I said, and the list goes on of all your emotions. And he wants you to bring that to him, because what is that at the end of the day? To you, that may seem complaining, but to him, that's a conversation. That's they recognize that I am God, that I love them, that I am the end all and beyond, that I'm the start and then the end, and that I can fix this. They know who I am. That's why they're bringing this to me, you know. And so bringing it to him without just bringing it to him because that's the only thing you want to talk about. Make sure that you have balance, because he don't want to just sit there fixing stuff all day. Okay, he likes to be talked to, just to be talked to too. Okay, you know, make sure you say thank you for the stuff that he's done, like waking you up. That's a really easy one. Okay. But I just wanted to shine some light on that, because that's personally what I've been going through. That's what I'm working through. I wouldn't say that I necessarily feel him and see him the clearest right now, but I am working back to him. Today was a better day. Today was a productive day. Today was a little bit of a clearer day. So, you know, we're working through it. Stay hopeful. The worst thing that you can do is just completely shut him out and shut down and just think like, this was stupid. You never should have done this. It's not working, whatever. That's the worst thing you can do, because then you'll literally just stay there. But if you just push past this hard part, and I'm in the process with you, so we're going to have a little check-in, a little couple weeks down the line, see how you do it. But if you push past this hard part, I guarantee that things will get better. It's just finding that new depth, finding that new relationship, you know, dealing with those old things, you know, those old bad depths inside of you, because I don't like the other word. You know. And so this was, yeah, I'm here for you. I feel you. I see you. You're not crazy. This is unfortunately part of it, you know. Anything new and uncomfortable is new and uncomfortable. But yeah, guys, so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys get caught up on all of my own videos. Like, comment, share on this video. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos to come. I've been saying like, oh, I'm gonna do a video a week. I'm gonna do 2 videos a week. I'm gonna give you what I got right now, guys. I'm gonna give you what I got, because your girl's trying to hold on, hang on for dear life. Okay, for dear life. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Love you.